Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about all the books that I will not be reading. Yes, lately I've been feeling the hate. I don't know, it's very weird. But today I'm going to talk to you about a few authors and then some books that I just have like zero interest in reading. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I'm too lazy to grab any of them because some of these I actually owned, but let's just first talk about The Witcher. So here's the thing. I have read the first four books, yes, and the two short stories and then the first like two full-length novels. I don't like them. That's it. I don't like them. I do have to say that I thought Time of Contempt was better than Blood of Elves. Blood of Elves was such a bad book. I'm sorry, but I just didn't like it at all. Like, the story was so disjointed. It was so boring in general. Nope. I think I share this with a lot of people that just play the game before reading the books. The game is just better in every single regard. So I decided to stop. I think I'll keep my copies. I have the first 5. Maybe not. Maybe when I read like maybe when I need like some room in the shelves, I'll get them off. But for now, they're staying there. But I will not continue this series. Like, I'm done with it. I just don't care. Even though I love Geralt, I just don't care. Then continuing the hate from the unpopular opinions video, I will not be reading the third book, In the Name of the Wind. I have read the first 2 books, but the thing is, I don't like the author in general. I haven't liked him like ever in general. I dislike the second book especially so much. Like, I didn't enjoy the first book, but it was like a enjoyment thing. But the second book is just fucking awful. So I just don't care enough to read the third one. And I feel like this dude is literally deceiving everyone at this point. Like, some writers are just slow, you know, and that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But when you're doing literally anything but write, and then you promise something, when your readers literally pay you for something you promise, and you're just like, oh no, I don't even have it written. Like, no. So sorry, no, just my interest is, I'll probably just watch like a spoilery review or something, but I just don't care. Then any Colin Hoover books, I don't know, but since I first started watching BookTube, it's been a couple of years, well, more than a couple of years, but you know, she always comes up. She's a romance author, but she has like very dark themes on her books, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing is, I've just heard awful things about her books. Like, sometimes I do hear like good things, we're just like, yeah, but from the people that I trust, no. So literally, I had like zero interest before. The only book that I was thinking of maybe reading is Verity. Is that the name? Verity? I don't know. The rest, I just don't give a fuck. Like, she's just so out there. This is very mean on me, okay? But I actually don't really like to see reviews for her books. Guilty pleasure of mine. But yeah, I have zero interest. Whew. This one is tough. In a way, I think I'll stick with it, but some part of me just like, are you sure though? So Game of Thrones, I have read like the books that are available, but the thing is, even though you take a long time to write something, like, it's okay. But the thing is, my interest in this series is just so far below ground. Since watching this show, like, I hated the ending of the show so much that I literally don't want anything to do with this series in general. Like, the last 2 seasons were so disappointing. I just get I like to pretend that they don't exist, and I'm having such a hard time deciding if I'm going to watch House of the Dragon, because honestly, Like, sure, I'm sure it's going to start off great and then it's going to be fucking shit, and I don't know if I'm ready for that, for another disappointment, for being into something and then being trash again. I don't think so. But I actually don't think I will continue the series in general, because there's still like 2 books left. And honestly, at this rate, I don't think the series is going to be completed. And I just hate reading something that I know is not going to be completed. So for now, at least, it's a complete no. Unless he comes up with 2 books at the same time. Then 100% I'll read them both. But yeah, a definite no for now. I'm going to put here Throne of Glass. There's literally anything making me wanting to read this book. I actually tried to read it when I first started consuming booktube in general, and you know, part of me was just like, oh, Assassins, yeah. Made it 30% in, and no, like I just couldn't. So the thing is, a lot of people like this series, but it changes so much apparently for like, I think it's 7 books. I just don't have the emotional interest or the emotional power to just be invested in a 7-book series. Like, and I know that the first books are very like cheesy and such, so I just nah. I will also be including here A Court of Thorns and Roses, like that whole series spin-off, whatever. I will definitely read first Throne of Glass rather than this one. Like, these are fantasy romances, and I have like 0 interest on them. Like, for a time, I was just like, sure, I should try it. One of my best friends, a male best friend, loves this series. And I was just like, why? But he's so invested. Sometimes when he talks about it, I'm just like, sure, I should try it. But now, like, no, really no. Like, I have 0 interest. I have watched spoiler reviews of them, of course, but nothing that I know makes me want to read it. Sometimes I'll get like a spoiler and I'll be more into reading that book after finding out something interesting, but not with this one. Like, not with this one. It's just like, nah. You'll be surprised though. I'm not going to include here Crescent City, because for some reason it's an urban fantasy and I'm more interested in that one. So I will not include it here. And then another kind of controversial one, but I just have 0 interest on reading anything by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't enjoy historical fiction if it's just historical fiction. If it's historical fantasy, yes. But historical fiction alone is just like my least interesting genre. Like, no, not at all. And her stories are just like so melodramatic and such. I have even less interest. I was tempted for a bit to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. For a time, I even got it for my mom because she really loves that type of book. But honestly, no, it's not going to happen. Like, maybe for a challenge or something like that, I'll try it. But for my own enjoyment, it ain't happening. Like, I just, nah. 0 interest. Then The Cruel Prince. Hear me out. I actually don't enjoy this fantasy being. I just don't like fae in general. Maybe it's because it's always related to like romance in general, but I just don't like fae. Every time I start the book and there's actually like fae in it, there's something about it that I don't know what it is. I have no clue, because I certainly haven't read enough romances to just be discouraged by this, but I just don't enjoy fae in general, and this series is just centered around a court of fae, like the Sarah J Maas ones. I just don't like fae. Give me elves, give me dwarfs, whatever, but fae, I just cannot. Then, this is going to sound pretty harsh, but A Little Life and what is the new one? This author has another book that is very similar apparently. Honestly, I just have like no intention of reading a book just to make me cry. Like, if I already know that the book is sad and it's just sad for the sake of being sad, that's too much work. So, you know, something like Sword of Kaigan that is actually like very sad because it has like some like deeply traumatizing scenes, I'll cry like a baby, you know. I've read it multiple times already. I still cry every single time. But A Little Life just has nothing to offer me in the regards of just something else besides being sad. And you know, I just don't like to read books just to feel bad. Like maybe for a bit of enjoyment, I'll try, but no. Everyone's just like, this is just like torture porn, something like that. Pure evil sadness drama, and nah. I just don't enjoy that. And then the last thing that I have here is going to be A.J. Finn. This is the author of The Woman in the Window. And if you haven't checked this whole controversy, just please check it out. I didn't even find out through BookTube. I actually find out through Amanda the Jedi. And it's so fucking insane. Like the story of this dude, it's so out of the... It's fucking insane. I will definitely never read anything by him. I will definitely check if he actually publishes under another pseudonym, but definitely no. Definitely check that out. It's just stupidly mind-blowing. Like, it made no fucking sense. It was so weird. So yeah, those are basically all the books that I will not be reading. I mean, of course, never say never, but there's nothing about them. Besides, maybe sometimes doing like a challenge or something, but even still, not feeling them. Like, I have already enough books that I want to read. Like, my TBR is over 1,000 books, so I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need these books. So yeah, which books are your like no's? Like, no, I'll never read this book. Please just let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.